Did you know the Midwest was once covered in ocean water? About 400 million years ago, the Great Plains were teeming with life under the water, full of bacteria that would make a germaphobe shudder. The land we know today as the Midwest looked nothing like it does now. Instead of corn, well, corn. A warm, shallow sea stretched across much of the rolling hills. That ancient ocean was home to creatures like the horn coral, crinoid, and the famous trilobite. I know, exciting stuff. But as we all know, coral reefs don't last long. They died, and over millions of years they became fossils buried beneath our summer cookouts. Today you can walk through parts of Iowa, Indiana, or Ohio and find those fossils from animals that once lived in an ocean. Even though you're landlocked for countless miles, after millions of years passed, the sea slowly leaked away. The land rose, rivers changed course, and parts of the Midwest transformed into massive swamp forests even Shrek would love. But sadly, these weren't the swamps we think of today. They were filled with towering plants, giant insects, and some of the earliest amphibians crawling through the wetlands. Just big, gross, wet stuff, really. Some of the life forms living in these swamps were the towering lepidodendron, the ancient insect Archimolacris, and the early amphibian Amphibimus. But time keeps going, and it don't stop going. The swamps were a transition era for the Midwest. After the rivers changed again and the climate turned drier, the swamps were no more, leaving pretty corpses for paleontologists to find. Places in Illinois have become hotspots for digging up fossils. One of the most famous fossils from Illinois is Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president. Following the finding herself era, the Midwest was transformed for the dinosaurs. Yes, the important ones. You know, the ones everyone's actually waiting for. Sadly, dinosaur fossils are pretty rare in this region. Most of the famous ones come from South Dakota, which some people won't even call the Midwest, but I'm counting it. Other dinosaur fossils have also been found in Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, Michigan, and a few other Midwestern states. They're just few and far between. Some of these great reptilians are the Dakota raptor, even though it's feathered, Triceratops, Edmontosaurus, and even the infamous Tyrannosaurus rex. After 165 million years, like all other quick to fame, the meteor came down fast, changing the trajectory of the landscape, leaving an open spot for our next life chapter. Fast forward millions of years, and the climate shifted. Ice sheets spread across much of North America, carving the landscape into what we complain about today. As the glaciers advanced, giant mammals like Columbian mammoths, Jefferson's ground sloths, and the Ice Age bison roamed the icy tundra. These creatures lasted far less than the Ice Age movies, living roughly 2.5 million years, leaving more than a dozen fossils for college students to find. The Ice Age was ultimately defeated by a subtle shift in Earth's orbit. Changes in our planet's tilt and orientation increased summer sunlight in the northern hemisphere, slowly melting the glaciers over thousands of years. The new restaurant took forever to build because the construction guys still occasionally uncover mammoth bones in places like Iowa and other Midwestern states. The ice melted and humans scattered like high schoolers at a busted party. Time never stopped moving, and it still hasn't stopped. The Midwest has changed a lot since the beginning, had different ranges of landscape thanks to these eras tours, leaving behind fertile land for agriculture, plenty of wildlife, and tons of bugs every summer. Just be grateful they're not giant anymore. Everything from the far past is beneath your feet. People find objects and fossils all the time in odd places. The coolest thing today: dinosaurs walked where you once walked. Stay curious. Thanks for watching.